This is my friend Matt. He's the type of man I made this podcast for. Despite being a burly, wild-haired man who lives in the woods, works with his hands, and loves the outdoors, to know him is to realize that those who we might be inclined to overlook are as vast, as deep, and as lovely as the cosmos. He's the kind of man who tells a great story, listens well, would do anything for anyone in need, feels deeply and bigly. His proclivity for great jokes and a good laugh are matched only by his pensiveness and thoughtfulness. So without further ado, Matt Stoltzfus. So, multiple times we've tried to talk about the story of what happened to your father.
Yeah,
We didn't get a chance to.
This time of year it was the end of April. It was funny, yeah, it's funny. Last night I was out on a ride on my bike, which is in the back of the truck now, with a buddy of mine. My buddy took a shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was near work, got it to work, I'm fucking with it. I took the air filter out. And my dad was always really anal about writing stuff down. Like, he changed that air filter on 418.
Did you write that on there?
Yeah.
You wrote that on the air filter on your bike?
Yeah, that was his bike. That was his bike, yeah. So right after he passed away, April 28th, 2018, which is funny because he changed that air filter the same month and year that he passed away. Yeah. Really got me thinking last night. Whatever. Shit, where's I going? Huh. So yeah, after he passed away, Mom wanted rid of that bike because that was like one thing that Dad was really into.
Hey guys, just keep it away from here. We're talking, okay? I know it's fun, isn't it? If you don't like it, go inside the other house.
I can run.
Go inside the other.
I want to make that house flip. It's a little log connected.
You having fun? All right, go inside the house, please.
Nothing.
All right, if you need anything, go get Mom, okay? Love you guys. They're having a blast. Your boy's out there spraying them.
Yeah, you won't get the hose. You have to turn the water off to get the hose away from him.
That's cool.
That's Lena's fight every time.
Well, I locked that. So I'll just peek my head out like Fred Rogers and go away, kids. I'm like Fred Rogers. Fuck off.
So, right after he passed away, Mom wanted rid of that bike because she's like, well, what am I going to do with it? I don't need to sit around and look at it. Same with they just bought a brand new pickup truck. She's like, get rid of it. I don't want to see it.
Okay.
You know?
It's too painful for her.
Right. Which I can understand that. I completely understand it. So I found, it was actually Hayden's uncle. Hayden's mom, who I'm not with, her brother. I was like, hey, you want this bike? He said, fuck yeah, dude. I said, what do you want for it? I talked to Mom. She was like $1,500. I was like, hell yeah, I'm all about that. It's like, listen, it's my dad's bike. Please take care of it. It's not, I can't,
Once I sell it to you, it's yours.
Right, but just like, and if
just
you
know.
ever need to or want to get rid of it, let me know. I'll figure something out.
Right, before you ride it off a cliff.
Yeah, I'll figure something out. And he hit me up. He's like, hey, man, kind of trying to clean up around here. You want your dad's bike back? And this is when Biden was throwing away all his funny money. So I was like, yes. Yes, I do.
The stimulus check.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. I got it back. I've been riding. I got it back in March. I've already put 1,000 miles on it. I'm loving it. So that was one thing that really got me connected back to him because I lost
when your dad died, you lost yourself.
Yeah, I just don't.
You were gone.
Fucking care. I'll get into the shit where it's like, fuck, I just don't care about anything. Yeah. So let's talk about turkey hunting. Dad and I got into turkey hunting, and
I'm laughing. Can I tell you why I'm laughing?
This is getting into the story. This is it. This is the
okay.
Or is that the right word?
The what?
Prologue? Before? What's the before story?
Pre.
In a book, you open a fucking book up. What's the intro to the book?
I say the
Preface.
There you go. Exactly. That's the word.
Preface.
So,
You and your old man got into turkey hunting.
we got into turkey hunting. And, up in the, this is, my grandparents have a cabin in Clinton County, which is really, their place is really close to Potter County. So we go up there. There's a spot where we go up through crossing to Potter County and go up this ridge and hunt this top, which is loaded with turkey. It's gorgeous. So, so we get into turkey hunting, and that year, he went up. He would have went up on a Thursday night, I think, the 27th
Of
April, and yeah, he went up on the 27th, and I had to work, so I came up after work on Friday, and he had texted Mom that he had made it at 8 o'clock Thursday night. So I get there, you know, I think I might have cracked open a beer just to go in, you know, whatever. And I walked in the house, it smelled different. You know what I mean? It was like weird, eerie. Not hot, not cold. Actually,
this is
cold.
a cabin. This is a cabin.
This is no. Oh, sorry, no. Right down the road, like an eighth of a mile, not even from my grandparents' cabin, this house went up for sale. Beautiful house, like rancher, 7 acres, pond, just gorgeous. So I don't even know what the fuck my parents were thinking, but they bought it. Right? Actually, they didn't. They got outbid. But the person that won the bid couldn't come up with the money in time. So they were like, hey, you guys. They were like, yeah, at what we stopped bidding at. They're like, oh, I thought okay, cool. So they got this house. And it was just like perfect. Everything about it was awesome. To go up there, like that's what you need. If you were feeling sick, go to the mountains, breathe some fresh fucking air, go out to the campfire, look up, you're like that far, you're like 6 inches from the stars, you know what I mean? So I get up there, and it's all weird in the house and shit, and
Weird how? Weird how?
like I said, like it was just like
Felt different.
Felt different. Something was off, you know. So I call over my dad, and I was like, oh, you know, it's probably 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm like, he might be in bed. All the lights in the house are on. So I go back to the bathroom, and like his clothes are on the bathroom floor. I'm like, that's kind of, that's odd. Whatever. Bathroom lights on. I go back to the bedroom, and he's laying on the floor. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You know? Like he's not feeling well, you know? One time when I was younger, my dad drank out of a stream. I think I might have drank out of the same stream, and he like passed out in the hallway. Like he got a really bad stomach bug. What the fuck? My mom's like, he'll be fine. I'm like, you're fucking crazy. But like he just passed out. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe he's not feeling well. He's like laying on the floor. His like legs kind of like up on the nightstand. But then I'm like, look at him. He's like, that lamp's broken, and he's not awake. So I went up, I smacked him in the face real hard, you know? Get the fuck up, dude. So I wasn't thinking, I don't have cell phone service up there. But my dad had Verizon, so he did. But I didn't think about that. I was like, I gotta go, I gotta find somebody. Like we don't have phones, you know what I mean? Nobody has a landline up there. So I knew our one neighbor did. So I started walking. I was like, what the fuck am I walking for? I need to go. So I'm in my car, and I'm flying up this dirt road. And I pull in, and I fucking like pretty much kick in their door. I'm like, it's Matt Stoltzfus. I need to use your phone. My dad's not responsive. So I called, and they were like, can you give him CPR? I'm like, I'm not even there. Like, no. And so I was like, hold on, fuck it. His phone works. It clicked that I could use his phone. So I went down, and I called him back, and they were like trying to talk me through CPR. I'm like I knew it wasn't gonna work, but I didn't want to say it. Yeah. So it took him it felt like days to get there, you know, because I'm on the phone with him. I'm like, get people here. Like, you gotta do something, right?
Yeah.
So they got there and they're like, yeah, you know.
It's gone.
I'm like, ah, shit. And I was totally fine. Like, I guess in shock, right? You know, I don't know. I was like, they're like, is there anybody you can call to, like, and I'm like, I gotta call my mom. I gotta call my mom? What? That was like the hardest thing I've ever had to ever, you know. She didn't believe me, right? So I handed the phone to the paramedic, and yeah. So her and my sisters and Lena got there. It's like a 3-hour drive from home. They got there in 2 hours. And at that point, I hadn't drank in I don't know how long. I had quit smoking cigarettes. I was like, good, you know?
Yeah.
Because turkey season was coming up. And I was getting into running.
I remember that.
I was into running for a while, which
Yeah.
was really good for me, and I really should do it again, but like, fuck that. Like, chase me with something if you want me to run. So so I got into running, so I was like, you know, doing good for myself. And it was turkey season, so I wanted to be able to, like, because one of the first times I went turkey hunting with my dad, I had a panic attack. I'm like, so he's like, man, my dad's like, I don't know, what is he? He died when he was 55. So, you know, he's 50, 53-ish, and he's climbing up the mountain like nothing. He's got a gut. I'm 20-something, you know, not unhealthy, but not the healthiest ever, and, like, he's kicking my ass.
Right.
So I had figured out that I need to, if I want to be a
Because your old man was whooping your ass physically.
yeah, and I was like, this isn't right.
And then he's right. Then he
Yeah.
dies at 55.
Yeah, so I need to fuck. Well, that wasn't even in the question yet. That wasn't even in the equation. Like, because we were still doing our shit.
Right.
So yeah, I got into running. The one thing was, like, he told me, I was like, I'm gonna do this 10K trail run up in the mountains. Like, he's like, why don't you get that for the professionals?
That's fine, buddy. You guys having fun? You just keep having fun,
I
guys.
did it like a month after he passed away.
You did do it.
Kind of like a fuck you know?
Fuck you, old man. What's up, bud? You what?
Blowing bubbles.
You blowing bubbles?
They're going crazy.
Are you having fun?
They're going crazy.
They're going crazy. Are you enjoying it?
No.
No. Do you need to be? Do you want to do something else?
So yeah, and then that was the thing too. Like, he started getting into running. He would do like 5Ks and shit. You know what I mean?
Did you say you did the 10K after he passed?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But when you started getting into running, he got into it too.
Yeah, sort of, kind of. That might not be right. Yeah, no, he wasn't around for that. Because I would have remembered the big old fuck you. Because I was like, I'm going to do this. And he's like, I don't think you should. Well, fuck, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it anyway.
Right.
I don't care if I live or die for it. Then I did a 25K.
Yeah.
You know, it's 16 fucking miles.
Did you really?
Yeah. Took me 8 hours, but I did it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your life has been on hold since your father's passed.
Yeah.
That's grief. That's what grief does. Do you like that they're spraying you? Would you like them to stop? I'll tell them to stop. You want me to tell them to stop? They did spring water in here. You want them to stop spraying you? Hey guys, don't spray Charlie, all right? He wants a break from being sprayed. Okay, thank you.
You good?
Just want to make sure it's still recording.
But yeah,
Your life stopped.
Yeah.
Now, maybe not entirely. We were just talking earlier about your son helped you take an interest in hunting again.
Yeah, he's a sharpshooter, man. So yeah,
I believe that. I bet he's a good shot.
he is.
Your son has autism.
I don't know. I would say slightly.
Okay.
Yeah, we've never had.
I thought that's what you had told me to diagnose.
I don't honestly know if he was ever officially diagnosed with anything, but we were treating him for ADD, and yeah, I think he's a little bit on the spectrum. Which, who the fuck is it?
They're almost indiscernible.
Yeah,
I'm not a clinician. I'm gonna say that but
I am.
if you're a clinician, Matthew is not a clinician. In the '90s, we were all diagnosed with ADHD, and then in the early aughts, that all transferred to
autism.
They called it was Asperger's, which is gone now.
Oh my God, you're right.
It was Asperger's, which is gone now. And so they're very similar, and it seems like mental health field, as far as I can tell, is having a hard time discerning the two. I think I probably shouldn't say this. I think that there's an industry. It doesn't apply to everyone.
Fuck yeah.
What do you think I'm going to say?
There's an industry that is feeding off of this condition, or
I think there's also an industry that helps alleviate the guilt of parents.
Oh, you're not a bad parent. Your kid just has.
Your kid has this thing.
Yeah.
And sure, they do, but it is generational.
Yeah.
It probably is. What's it? It's probably genetic.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It probably has a component to do with your behavior as a parent.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have to carry the burden of guilt and shame, we can teach you.
Another thing is
what
we put in our bodies.
Yeah,
as
probably.
I open another beer.
I felt bad. I'll be honest with you. I felt bad. You were talking about how before your father passed, you were really getting your shit together.
Yeah.
And I never thought about that as I sit here and I know fuck it. But at the same time, it's like,
this is how I deal with it. I wouldn't be talking
this isn't
about
dealing.
it.
You and I aren't coping right now.
Yeah.
This isn't coping. You're getting into the proximity.
Yeah.
But this prevents you from. This is a numbing agent.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because that's what I do.
You numb.
I numb.
And you've been numbing for a long time.
Whatever I can. I'm prescribed Ativan, so that's fucking Pez for me. You know what I mean? If I feel any sort of way, nope.
Ativan is that's the stuff for ADHD.
No. It's
benzodiazepine.
It's
like a Xanax.
Yes, lorazepam.
Yes.
It's a
benzodiazepine.
Yeah.
You've been taking that for a long time.
Yeah.
You were on that when you and I met.
No, I wasn't. Oh, don't spray in the window! No, I wasn't. I was on Xanax when we met. But Xanax
Same family.
started making me really angry.
Same family. Well, yeah, you probably got addicted to it.
So yeah, I've been on actually, I was probably on Advent right after that because I got switched at AMS. Fuck them, by the way.
AMS is not a sponsor.
We do not.
AMS Hillside.
Yeah.
Fuck those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Even though we still know people who work.
I don't.
You don't know anybody who works there anymore?
Well, I mean, I'm sure.
I do.
Yeah, you do. And I'm pretty sure I do. I'm pretty sure he shouldn't work there. I'm pretty sure he should be retiring and being happy, but he's not.
Well, divorce tends to...
No, I'm talking about Mr. Stringer.
Who's that?
Jimmy Stringer?
Jimmy.
The skinny machinist?
Jimmy's still there.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Jimmy's still there, but that's because Jimmy wants to be there.
I guess.
And because there's no shortage of people who retire and fucking die. Not people, men.
Yeah.
Men retire and they decline immediately. If their identity was wrapped up in there.
Do you know what's funny that you say that?
What is?
Right before my dad passed away, he got promoted to a desk job.
Yeah.
And before that, he had a desk job. He did. He was dark. Okay, I thought I was crying. Dark Container in Leola had an outside contract with an electrical company that my dad and I, Baldwin Electric, that we worked for.
Yeah.
And so he was there all the time. Like Hillside is always at Pepper's Farm.
Right.
Like a deal like that. Right. So he was the guy. That was his...
Very lucrative for companies, like $8,500 an hour.
Yeah. He's doing great. He loves it, And then when I was working for Baldwin, they put me with him. I loved it.
You and your old man were working together.
The weird thing about my old man is he was never one to anybody. If you would do work for him, because he's the boss, but it would never be like, good job, that was straight. Stop spraying in the windows!
Out the window. No, seriously. Seriously. Not the cabin, okay? You soaked everything out. No.
The BB guns are soaked.
The BB guns are soaked. Sully. So he's. I can see the Benadryl. Yeah, I can see he's high as a kite.
Fuck yeah! Woo!
He's just gonna collapse in the
With
in
the
the yard.
hose still
Hose
going.
on, spraying him in the face.
It's like, yes.
I know. You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble, Charlie. They try to spray you. You ask them to stop. They're usually very good if you ask them to stop. If they don't, you come tell me. Don't spray Charlie, boys. I'm keeping all this in. This is great. Our boys are out there.
Yeah, raising hell.
Raising hell, interrupt us. Dude, did you see that water come ripping in here? Stop. Period, full stop. Do not, no. This is soaked. Stop. Don't spray the, don't. What the fucker just got me? He just sprayed me. He's like, I won't anymore. Soup right through the
Do
window.
we need paintball guns?
That is a good way to correct behavior, I suspect. Hillside AMS, you and your old man were working at PJ Baldwin.
So yeah. So that was his gig,
Yeah.
and it was awesome. He'd been there for fucking years, and they offered him the job of like fucking. I don't know, it would have been like superintendent, like back at the office. Like he'd be in charge of scheduling and manpower and blah blah blah. And he took it, and fucking a couple months later, bye.
You think it was hard on him? You think he didn't like the job?
I don't think he would have took it. He wouldn't have taken it if he didn't want it.
Okay.
He wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have taken it because his job was great. You know, it was. He worked when he had to physically. I had photographic evidence of that once. He's like in a panel working.
That's
so fuck. I gotta get this.
That's hilarious, man. It's the culture we grow up in, where it's like, you're still spraying you, Charlie? You want to go where? You want to come in here?
It's like 40, 100 degrees in here.
It just feels like the infirmary.
Yeah, for real.
What did I start saying? The culture of utilitarianism. Utilitarianism is something that you and I were both raised in by being East Coast. Also, like kind of rural, like country boys.
Yeah.
Where all the factories moved out of the cities and came out into the country. Not more than a century ago.
Yeah.
But they're all out here in the boonies with us.
Yeah.
And we're all just hardworking. But there's such a threat that there's a culture of diminishing everyone else's work all the time if you're in that industry. So that, you want to come in here? Come around.
What, you got a freezy pop?
It looks like you got a freezy. He does have a freezy pop.
For you, man.
Come around, Charlie. Come on. I'll open the door for you.
He's probably drenched.
I don't care. That's what this place is for. Come on to the table. Go sit with your pap. Yeah, come on in. I don't care if you're wet.
You're not even wet. Come on, man. Yeah, you're not wet.
So,
You done with it? I like ate it all.
that's one way to fix it. Guys. I don't want to shut the window. It's 1,000 degrees in here. Just don't spray the window.
What?
You ate his popsicle.
Yep. As soon as you lose, brother. Dude, it was liquid.
So anyway, men reinforce this in our culture, in our community. We reinforce the sense of inadequacy that we have amongst each other.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you don't do nothing, you don't work. Say even that with your old man. You know your old man worked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But you're joking that one time you saw him working, you had to take a picture.
Physically, he worked with his head.
Okay.
He was that was his thing. He was keeping everything under control there, on an electrical maintenance level.
Right.
But yeah, when he actually physically did something, I was like, Mom's not going to believe this shit.
Right.
Right. But yeah, so I don't even know what we're talking about.
What I'm talking about is the shame that most men carry who are our age, younger and older, all the way, who are from our region. And it's not just exclusive to this, but it is particular to this region because of the Amish and Mennonite influence, like the hard work.
Yeah.
Right? This hard work idea. But then I call it utility porn. Is that like men will watch videos on Facebook and YouTube about wake up at 4 a.m, be disciplined. We laugh at women for watching makeup tutorials while we're watching men tell us that we need to wake up at 4 a.m. and be disciplined and live a very productive life. Right? It's like we don't know how to relax. We don't know how to compliment each other. Like, hey, nice job, because that's a threat to us.
Yeah.
We're the only ones who are working as hard as we are, and if we got to be exhausted all the time, and if we don't feel exhausted all the time, that means we didn't work hard enough.
Do enough.
It's nuts, man.
It is.
It's nuts. And then most of those men won't come and see me.
Yeah.
They need to come, not just me, but they need to come see somebody.
Because that's even
like,
worse.
that's worse. That's admitting.
I'm not going to go talk to somebody about my shit. Fuck, that's my shit.
Right.
This is mine.
Right.
I'll deal with it.
That's like admitting that you're a failure.
I'll be honest with you, if we weren't friends, I probably would I don't know where I'd be.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wouldn't talk to anybody. Even though my doctor tells me the next step, I'm always like, okay, so...
What do I need to do next?
Yeah, no, so she's a pill pusher, which is whatever,
Let's not mention her.
It helps me,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
But,
Because you've been on benzos for a while.
yeah, and she's like, the next thing is you need to see...
The counselor.
I can't prescribe you outside of this realm. You know what I mean? There's other shit that you can have, but I'm not comfortable doing that.
How crazy is it? Not just you, everybody, myself included. And I just scheduled. I'm going to drive an hour and a half to see my person. An hour and a half in Quakertown. It was my professor from graduate school.
Yeah.
Who taught psychology in graduate school.
Yeah.
Only person I trust. I called her up. She saw. Maybe 1 or 2 times in my life, I met someone who saw right through me.
Yeah.
Because everybody else, I could just dance around.
Sure.
And Finn won't stop. You guys aren't spraying Charlie, are you? You see what they're doing out there. Hey, Finn, for future reference, it's not a good idea to put a plastic bag over your head.
Holy shit.
You see him? You see
Put
it?
a mouth hole in that
Put
thing.
a hole just a little. Why don't you go inside with your mom? Did they give you a banana? So you been inside? Okay. You want to come in here? You want to come in here and stay? Okay. You're not going to stay. You're not going to stay? You're just going to visit? You got playing these. Come on underneath.
Why don't I have more of them?
That's for you.
What we're doing is encouraging more men to go get help.
Yeah.
Absolutely no shame in it.
Yeah, there isn't.
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
It's hard to do, and you're going to get discouraged because you might meet somebody who doesn't know how to talk to you. Which you've had that happen. You went to someone didn't know how to talk to you.
It's a joke to me.
It was a joke.
I'll pee on the wall.
Exactly.
I'll pee on the wall at the cabin.
And just because you meet somebody who isn't a fit doesn't mean you should stop. But so I want to challenge people to use that utility. What do you need to do to get further in life? What do you need to do to hit all those benchmarks?
Yeah.
The very thing you're unwilling to, which is to go unfuck yourself. Sorry, Charlie. Which is to go and talk about what ails you.
Yeah.
For example, not to make you an example, but grief has put your life on pause for now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And most of us don't know how to grieve. It's a major problem.
Yeah.
Because I did the same thing. I experienced tragedy. I think it was 1920. My father and I both did. What did we do the next day? He said, I don't know what to do, Ryan. He said, so I'm going to work. It was like 5 in the morning. Both of us were awake. I don't know what to do. I'm like, I guess I'm going to go to work too. And then we went to work.
Yeah.
We should have taken a week to cry.
Yeah.
We're sad. What happened? But we went to work. And now I'm 20 years removed from that experience. Or 15, 16. Yes, son.
And that's stopping.
What's not stopping, Finn?
Why are you not stuck?
It's still spraying? That's okay. No big deal.
My thing is, I don't want it, in a situation like that, I don't want to be around anybody. I don't want anybody to even question,
Right.
hey, are you all right? No, I don't.
Because you don't want to feel it. That's an aversion to feeling.
Right.
This is why I love the Irish
I
wake.
want to go first.
It goes on for 3 days. It's not what most people think. Hey, you can have goldfish, buddy. Bring them over here. I'll open them for you. The Irish wake is your neighbors coming over, shaking your hand, looking you in the eye, and going, I'm sorry for your trouble. Hundreds of people, every member of the town coming to your house and saying, I'm sorry for your trouble. Some people getting wasted.
Mm-hmm.
But people coming over and saying, without saying it over and over and over again, they're dead. They're dead.
Mm-hmm.
They're dead. They're dead.
I went to, it was weird. I went to my first funeral. It was Lena's grandmother. And I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do the funeral?
No. I don't know how many Ativan I ate. Just to like, I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't look at the casket. I couldn't. And she, like, I hate to say it, she was nobody to me.
Right.
I mean, but
But the experience prompted.
oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, here we go. And then I went to, it would have been my dad's cousin's wife's funeral with my mom. I told my mom, I would, I'll go with you. If you want to go, I'll be your, because that would have been her first funeral since dad passed, and that was, a few months ago. It's like, I'll go with you if you, I'm not cool with it, but I'm here for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So we did, and that was fine. It was weird because I knew that I used to work for them. You know what I mean? Like I knew her on a personal level. I knew that she'd been. I guess I don't know that like maybe I was relieved. She had like some sort of a disease where like her brain just like almost like early onset dementia where she just like deteriorated over like I don't know 10 years.
Yeah.
So maybe it was like okay, this is cool. But like then his grandmother died of old age. So like that's I can't. I mean. It's fine. Old people die. I mean, I've had a really different take on death since then. Like, oh, my grandfather died.
Young,
my grandfather was fucking 99 years old.
Right.
Like,
but you were robbed.
Yeah.
Your dad was robbed.
Yeah. Like so, I feel like an asshole for being like that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my grandmother. Yeah, he fucking lived a life for fuck's sake.
Right.
You know.
He got to live.
Yeah.
You don't have to apologize for that.
Yeah.
I would keep it to myself with people who are grieving.
Yeah. That just gets back
but
to
you don't have to apologize for
I don't care a whole lot anymore. And it's not cool. Because I should. I mean...
It might be time to start caring again.
Yeah.
But in order to care again, you'd have to allow yourself to grieve without chemicals. What's up, Sully? I can't turn off the hose. You can go over to the wall and turn it to this way. This way. This way. Right. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. And that's the point. The point is, Ativan, alcohol, weed, cigarettes, nicotine, TikTok, cable television, YouTube, Facebook, video wormholes.
Technology, just a
all of
blanket,
it. It's all designed to distract you from the fact that you're hurting.
Yeah. And
that you're going to die one day.
Yeah.
It's going to be tragic. And more people that you love are going to die. And so we have entire industries, billion, trillion-dollar industries designed to distract you from the fact and me from the fact we're going to die. And those that we love are going to die.
I feel like I've made peace with that. I don't know if it's just like, fuck it, like, then I don't care. I do. Obviously, I have a family, but like, I just want to see my dad again. You know what I mean?
That's grief. You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, after he passed away, that mountain house got really sold out to my sisters.
Right. I haven't heard about that. I remember you telling me that a while ago.
My sisters are cunts.
I have to cut it, dude. You don't want that on here.
Why?
I'm just letting you know this is going to be broadcast.
That's fine.
All right, your sisters are cunts. Go
Yes,
ahead.
they are.
All right.
They,
If you call me tomorrow, I'll cut it out.
We had a sit down after Dad passed away, and they told me how selfish I was because I didn't want to be a part. I think it was we were gonna take over the house. We were gonna do everybody put in money and keep it going. And I was like, I want nothing to do with that place ever again.
Your father died in it.
Right.
And you found him.
Yeah. I want
dead.
nothing.
Right.
Ever. I'll burn it down right now so nobody can ever have to deal with that.
Right.
I got told how selfish I was.
Right.
And
it's selfish to tell somebody who had an experience like that. I like that. Put your hands together. This might feel dramatic, but it's the same. It's in the same vein. Ask somebody who survived Dachau to go back to the concentration camp.
Yeah.
Ask somebody who survived the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia to go to the killing fields.
Sure.
Ask somebody who has had a negative experience of loss and death to not only return to that place, but to make it a sanctuary to honor the dead.
Right.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, and Mom's
That's
like,
selfish of them.
Mom's like, yep, I want nothing to do with it either. I'm selling it.
Yeah.
And my sister was like, I think it's unfair that I would have to buy my inheritance. Okay. This was a designed meeting. Before this, my sisters and I had butt heads, and I was done. This is crisis 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And okay.
Cool.
And so this was an order. Like, I didn't want to go. My mom was like, "It's cool. I'll be there."
Mm-hmm.
Their husbands were all Jimmy. Remember?
Oh yeah.
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 So he was. I was obviously. It was a situation where I was like bawling. I don't fucking have anywhere. He goes, join the club. But okay, cool.
Did Jimmy's dad die?
Yeah.
Jimmy's dad used to do panels at.
Yeah.
Oh, he passed.
Okay, so the thing, how we kind of realized.
Join the club.
Yeah. How we kind of realized that Jimmy's dad was building panels, and then he started sending panels that were fucked up,
Yeah.
And it turns out he had a brain tumor. So it was.
Jeez.
So,
I remember that.
Yeah. So it was all connected.
I was the one putting the packages together and sending them. Like, he didn't get this, this, and this. I'm like,
yeah.
Yes, he did.
Right.
So he was getting dementia.
Yeah. So join the club. So I was like, all right, cool, fuck you. I'm done with you.
Right.
Me and my other sister's husband had never gotten along.
Right.
So I was like, okay, it is so nice not to have that stress in my life. They're better than I am. They're more well off than I am. It's just, I don't need, we weren't raised like that at all. And I've told them that, like, you weren't raised like this. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, you're sitting up here? Nah. Both of them have gone to college.
Right.
One of them is not working. The other one is making, I would say, probably $15 an hour.
Right.
She could have been a teacher.
Yeah.
And here I am, never went to college for 3 months, drank that away, and I'm making more money than they are. So fuck you.
Right.
I don't need any of it.
Yeah.
I don't need any of it. So that was an organized meeting. Before that, we were not cool. Still not cool. Been 3 years. Lena had a heart attack, and my mom, I guess they were texting my mom asking, like, my sister was like, I'm going to go up. She goes, don't you fucking dare go up there.
It's the last thing they need.
That's the last thing they need, and
that's because that's the kind of help that's about that to alleviate their guilt, not to help you.
Yep. I went and saw Lena in the hospital. Yep.
I'm a good person.
Yep. Nah.
Feed the geese.
Yeah. Right. So, honestly, I'll be honest with you, like, I don't think we've ever really gotten along, if I think about it. So it's better this way.
Yeah.
And it just shows.
And it's okay.
And it's okay.
It's okay. It works.
Yeah, it does.
Man and I talk about this all the time. We have complicated relationships with our siblings.
Yeah.
Both of us do. And when the boys fight, man and I say, listen, we have, and so does every generation before us, aunts and uncles. It's all fucked.
Yeah.
And that's not uncommon.
Right.
And so it's like, if we want our boys to, if they don't get along when they're older, we're going to have to accept that.
Yeah.
But if we want them to get along, we're going to have to teach them something we don't know how to do.
Yeah.
Because we have zero model.
Yep.
For anybody whose siblings and family getting along past 25.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
Zips. None.
And
Either side.
Like, it's funny that you talk to people, And like people in their mid-20s, 30s, like it's a lot of people have issues with their siblings.
Yeah.
Like we just don't get along.
Sure.
It just doesn't work.
It's the competition. I think a component of it, I don't know if it's the whole thing, but a component of it is the competition you have with your sibling.
Yeah.
And then you guys go off and you choose different paths.
Yeah.
And while you're still, even as adults, weirdly vying for mom and dad's approval.
And it's still a competition. I just compared my wages
You
to
did
their
just
wages.
do that.
You know
Went
what
to
I mean?
college, da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's still a competition.
And my sister and I do that. My sister and I do that. And I know that's what's going on.
Yeah.
And
You think you're better than me, but I know that I'm better than you. You know?
Right. And both of us are saying that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And both parties are saying that.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing is that, like, I don't like other people who are as formally educated as I am. I don't enjoy them at all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when my formal education comes up with the people that I surround myself with, it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Because there's that, you think you're better than me.
Yeah. Oh, big words, huh?
Big words.
Ah.
Yeah. You just picked up this was a covert conversation for our relationship.
Oh, Mr. Big
Oh,
Words.
Mr. Big Words. I'm like, I'm just trying to express myself, man. I ain't trying to be better than you.
Oh, shit.
All right, here's the thing, because we've been going, holy shit. What was the time? An hour and a half. It's great. This is going to be a week and a half out. I think I might just post the whole thing. Fuck it, I don't care.
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit either. I might, when I wake up tomorrow.
Yeah.
You might call me like, hey, take that part about my sister out.
Listen, no, dude, and the way it's different, like, Lena and I kind of cater to mom. She needs something, I'm there for. They're not.
Right.
Like,
the other sisters don't care.
Yeah, they don't
Yes.
come around. They don't offer to help.
And here's the
with
thing.
anything.
This is. And I want to have you back for part 2. Because here's the thing. This is everyone.
Yeah.
The sibling that went off to college does not come back.
Right.
And then there's and I think that there is. It's not intentional, but there is what feels like a condescension from that sibling that they won't come back. Whereas usually the child who went into the trade industry has a sense of honor and shame, has a sense of loyalty to family that has usually been deconstructed by higher education for those who go to college or graduate school. And so the more educated individuals, I'm going to put that in fucking quotes.
Yeah.
Again, feed the geese, doesn't mean anything. The more educated individuals talk about like boundaries.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stress myself out to take care of mom.
Right.
I'm not going to stress myself out to make her feel good. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to establish boundaries because you're an adult and you can.
She's alone now. You know what I mean?
Right.
In a huge house full of memories.
Yep.
Somebody's
painful memories.
Yeah, somebody's got to be there.
You get to go home.
Yeah.
You get to quit hunting.
Right.
You get to walk out of your tree stand, take an Ativan and drink a beer, and forget, or try to forget as best you're able, that you lost your father.
Yeah.
But your mother goes home to the place where she spent decades with the man.
Yeah. Yep.
And you're sincere enough of a person to recognize that.
Yeah.
Right? And so you show up for her. You sacrifice yourself for her.
Yeah.
Whereas those other siblings are like, I ain't doing that.
Yeah. Every chance
Here's what I want, but I ain't sacrificing for it.
Right. I'm busy.
Now, and I'll admit this. Like I'm the college educated sibling.
Yeah.
I am. I've got a sister who's taking care of the family, and we're both looking down our nose at each other.
Right.
And it's just how it is. Like it shouldn't. And I shouldn't say it just. It is how it is. You want what?
Here.
You want some more goldfish? Were you hungry, dude? Yeah. We'll bring a part 2 and we'll talk about classes and we'll do a whole hour on that.
All right.
Here's what we're leaving off with. Grief will put your life on hold. Grief will stunt your growth.
It will.
There's a whole industry that's spending billions and trillions of dollars to distract you from the fact that you're in grief and that you're going to die. And that people you love are going to die.
Yep.
And when you're able to do the work, when you can. Till next time.
Take care of yourselves.
Take care of yourselves. Till part 2. With an hour and 28 minutes. Oh, it's fine.